Peace, assalamu alaikum, hotel, grand rising, praise God, what's up, what's happening, or whatever it is that you subscribe to. I need y'all to ride with me for a few minutes. I just left the job site, you know what I mean, just put in some work, and you see I got paint all on me. And while you riding with me, hit that like button, hit that share button, drop me a comment, do what you gotta do. If you don't wanna do it, it's cool. I appreciate the view. And yeah, subscribe too. Ride with me while I tell y'all part 2 of Bowleg, put him in the BoJangle. So Bowleg got the man down on the ground, he got him in the BoJangle, he got his some kind of weight, and Bowleg talking to him like, bro, I can do it to you right now. I can do it to you right now, but I really don't want to do it to you. So the dude that's on the ground, he like, let me up, Bowleg, let me up, Bowleg, let me up, Bowleg. So Bowleg still talking to him. So me and Deadeye, we just watching, you know, everybody just watching on the yard. And then one of the GDs, he fall over there and he telling Bowleg like, come on, Bowleg, let him up, man, let him up, Bowleg, let him up. And so when the G fall over there, all the GDs, you know, they come over there, because you got a lot of vice lords out here too. So, you know, just in case nothing go down, because the G really ain't got no business getting in vice lord business. These 2 vice lords. So all the G's fall over there. So one of the vice lords tell the G like, hold up, man, hold up, we got him. So G look at him like, man, you know, I'm just trying to break it up, man. Y'all just standing around. A lot of y'all just standing around, ain't trying to break it up. You know what I mean? So he like, come on, Bowleg. So Bowleg and the G that telling Bowleg to go on and chill out, they real cool. He ain't on the zone with us, but they real cool. Now, I can't remember if they were homeboys. Now I really don't think they were homeboys, but me thinking about it and me knowing how prison go, I knew why. I figured out why he went over there and trying to stop Bowleg. So in prison, you got to understand, if you got a lot of power, you got a lot of moves you making, and even though, you know, Bowleg making sure everybody's straight, making sure his brother's straight, he making sure some G's straight, like he just a cool dude like that. But you got a lot of guys do not like that. They don't like that you looking out on what they consider the opposition. You know what I mean? So on top of envy and jealousy is the fact that you making sure the oppositions, you making sure the G's straight too. A lot of people do not like that, but this the kind of dude Bowleg was. He don't care what you is. You know what I mean? If we gonna get some money, we gonna get some money. If we ain't getting no money, what we doing? That's the kind of mind frame Bowleg got. So the situation died down, the officers fall on the zone, fall on the yard. About 5 of them came out there. And you know, they cuff up Bowleg, dude get up off the ground, and they cuff up dude, and they took them to the hole. So we fall on the zone. Now, the stones, the 4 stones that's on the zone, who got the power, they didn't come on the yard for a reason, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. So we go back on the zone, everybody running to the shower, everybody trying to get right. Everybody been outside, working out, playing basketball, everybody sweating. And so this is the talk of the zone, what just happened. You know what I mean? So you see the vice lords, they in the TV room, they huddling up, they politicking, they trying to figure out what's going on. And the Stones is in the TV room with the vice lords. And I told y'all in the other story, Stones and vice lords can rock, they can rock together if they choose to. And 9 times out of 10 in Mississippi State Prison, Stones and vice lords, they rocking together. So they in the TV room and they discussing what just happened. Of course, I can't hear what they talking about, but me being in prison long enough, I kind of got an idea. So for those who new to the channel and just hearing a Marshall County story, the TV room is where the TV at, and you got tinted windows, so you really can't see unless you put your head up against the window. And then you got the entranceway. You got a TV, and then you got probably about 50 chairs in there. So when the GDs or the vice lords go in the TV room to have an OD, they'll move the chairs back and they'll form a circle and they'll discuss whatever business that they need to discuss. And for those who don't know what an OD is in the organization or the gang, that just means an open discussion. So they're in the TV room and everybody else, you know, getting out the shower, getting right, and everybody talking about what's going on. So, like I said, Bowleg was a real cool dude, so everybody rocked with him. And, you know, he got, you know, he got all the motion on his own. So, you know, guys, even the G's, even the peons, they really like, dang, man, you know what I mean? We done lost Bowleg. Because Bowleg, you know, he was looking out on his own. And even though, you know, you got the Stones, they got motion too, but they didn't operate like Bowleg. You know, you gotta pay. Ain't no, you know, they ain't hitting you no licks or nothing like that. It depends on who you is, because, you know, I used to rock with the Stones, and they used to rock with me. But anyway, so me and Dead-Eye, after everything calmed down, me and Dead-Eye sitting on the rack, and you had a vice lord come to the window, beat on the window to get a vice lord or to get one of the Stones' attention. So one of the vice lords ran to the window, and he put his head to the door, and he calling for Sandstone. So Sandstone, he go to the door. They talk about whatever it is that they talk about, and then the vice lord, he shoot off. The vice lord that came to the window, he was over all the vice lords on this particular compound in Marshall County. So he shoot on back to his building. So me and Dead-Eye, we sitting, we talking, we being nosy, G's. So I'm like, Dead-Eye, why you think G went and got in the vice lord business and told Bowleg, you know, to get up, you know, to chill out, you know what I mean? He was like, shoot, I don't know, bro. I don't know for real. But I'm like, I said, I think I know what it is. Just me being in prison for a long, at this time, I probably been in prison about 5 or 6 years. And so I'm knowing that the G had business with Bowleg. That's why he went and told Bowleg to chill out, because I think it was on a Wednesday or a Thursday. So in the next few days, you know, visitation come. And so the good thing about visitation, what guys used to do in the Mississippi State Prison, is G going to visit, his family coming, Bowleg going to visit, his family coming. That's how they, cause ain't no Cash App, ain't no green dot in the prison at this time. It's either Western Union or it's Cash Money or it's Canteen. So the visitation move is your family member. For example, Bowleg got the work. G getting the work, buying the work from Bowleg. So his family member will get with Bowleg family member either before visit or after visit and cash him out for the work. So G, like, man, you know, I already know Bowleg finna get a pack. Viz about to get ready to come up. So I'm trying to bust my move the way we always busting the move. So that's why G went and told Bowleg to chill. But still, at this time, it's too late, because, you know, they gone to the hole. So it's either he waiting on the move to happen, or they already made the move and Bowleg just ain't got the pack yet. The Bowleg was getting the pack from the female guard. So it was either one of the two. Oh, that's what I'm telling G Wood. So G Wood, like, I mean not G Wood. That's what I'm telling Dead Eye. So Dead Eye was like, yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? But he was like, man, they really could have turned into something. And he was like, you know, Big Dog, that's over the GDs. He was like, Big Dog might say something about that. So I'm like, oh no. But so after me and Dead Eye get finished talking, you know, we chop it up, hooked us up a meal, and you know, everybody went to doing their time the way they do their time. So Bowleg and the other vice lord that he put in the BoJangle, time passed by. They in the hole for about 3 weeks. Now, in Marshall County at this time, Marshall County was kind of like a laid back. Like the administration was kind of laid back, even though you had a lot of gang activity going on. At this time, they were still kind of laid back. Like they had real programs, real rehabilitation programs and stuff like that going on. So you go to the hole for fighting, long as there wasn't no iron slanging going on. You know, you're gonna have to do at least 30 days in the hole. But I told y'all, Bowleg, I can't remember the town he from. I think it's Basefield, but that's where a lot of vice lords from. But Bowleg close to the town that Marshall County in, which is Holly Springs, which is up there by Memphis, Tennessee. And so Bowleg know a lot of these officers. So that could be the reason why, you know, he ain't do a full 30 days. He stayed in the hole probably about 3 weeks. And so they let both of them out the hole. But Bowleg didn't come back to our zone. He came back to our building, but he ain't come back to our zone. And the vice lord, he went to another building. So time go on, everybody doing time the way they do time. And it was a commotion in the building that the vice lord, Bowleg, put in the BoJangle. Come to find out, over time, the vice lord got violated, and they was threatened to smash the vice lord and send him to the hole, send him to PC and strip him and tell him he can't be vice lord no more. This is the word I got after everything took place. So when they threatened to smash him, he spilled all the beans. So before I get to that, so I said Bowleg didn't come back on our zone, but he came back in the building. Before they got out the hole, the stones was turned up. They was already turned up, but they showed enough turned up now, because they the only one on their side that, you know, that got all the motion. They got all the power. So everything about to come full circle now. So the stones, like when Bowleg got out the hole, they was like, every time they called yard call, the vice lords and stones, they was already huddling up. So I found out after everything transpired that the stones was trying to get Bowleg violated or smashed for firing off on the vice lord that he put in the BoJangle. Now it's a bunch of prison politics about to go on. So they trying to get the man violated. But you know, by Bowleg being who he is, it's gonna be kind of hard to do. But they pushing the issue. And some of y'all might be asking, like, you a disciple, how you know what's going on? Man, everybody gossip, everybody talk. I don't care what you is, and I'm cool with a lot of vice lords. And plus, you know, in Mississippi State Prison, I don't know about nowhere else. In Mississippi prisons, I don't know about nowhere else. BDs and stones are like this. It's crazy, but that's just how it go in Mississippi prison. So I'm getting the word on everything that's taking place. So they trying to get Bowleg violated for firing off on the vice lord and putting them in the BoJangle. So they politicking, and it go on for a few days after Bowleg got out the hole. So a few days before the vice lord that Bowleg put in the BoJangle, a few days before he get into that altercation, they did violate Bowleg. They ain't smash him because he had too much power for them to take his vice lord from him. Even though Bowleg was cool, Bowleg he ain't going for that. So he played his game, he played his politics, and he accepted the violation. So when the shit hit the fan, that when they threatened to smash the brother who got violated, they threatened to smash him, and he spilled the beans. He said that the Stones put him up to I'm trying to find the right word, agitate Bowleg on the basketball court. So they really wanted to smash Bowleg and get him out the way. But Bowleg ended up going to the hole, and that was good for them too, because he was out the way, only momentarily. But the politics that they trying to play, they trying to get him smashed, stripped, and off the compound. But it just didn't work like that. Because the Vice Lords, they ride with Bowleg. Now, even though the Vice Lords and the Stone, they rock together, but the Vice Lords, they ride with Bowleg. They ain't finna just take no Stone word, even though they got power too, against their own. They just ain't finna do that. So the shit hit the fan, bro. Like, it's tension in the air between the Stones and the Vice Lords. It's tension in the air for weeks. So when Bowleg found out what happened, he want a one-on-one with the Stone who made the call. So what happened was they paid the Vice Lord to agitate Bowleg on the basketball court. A real manipulative move. Like, that's the kind of stuff that go on in prison. And they paid him to do that. But when Bowleg, when the shit hit the fan and Bowleg found out, even though he spilled the bean, they smashed him and he caught PC. He can't be Vice Lord no more. Now Bowleg, he want to fight the Stones. He really want the Vice Lord to get behind him, and they really want to, bang the Stones. But you can't do that, because if the Stones, it's just like the GDs and the Jooks. I told a story about the GDs and the Jooks, the in-house fighting. If it start in this prison, it could spread to other prisons. And guys do not want that. So one day, they called Big Yard, and it's tension in the air